Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joy Stephen from the Pollensis Studios, and today we are going to discuss the point system for the new CEC Express Entry selection for permanent residence in Canada for a family. This video is specifically for those applicants who have worked in Canada on a work permit, either on a LMO-based work permit or a postgraduate work permit. This calculation is simple and straightforward. Even though some of you may consider it a little complicated, we will try to make it as easy as possible. You may want to calculate these points with the assistance of a worksheet which I have prepared for you. You can download it from the content posted here on YouTube, or visit the transcript of this video on my blog at www.reportersreport.com. Please use the worksheet titled CEC Express Entry Family. If you are not able to print the worksheet, you may write down the points on a piece of paper. And let me explain. There are three separate factors to be considered and 3 or 4 sections in each of those factors. This point calculation is for CEC applicants who has Canadian work experience, who is married or in a common law relationship, and who is not French speaking. The evaluation for single applicant is different from this evaluation, which is exclusively for family CEC applicant. Therefore, I have a separate video for single applicants. If you are single, go back to the Pollensis YouTube page and here you can look for a video titled CEC Express Entry Single. Okay, let's move on now. First of all, I would like to talk about the compulsory requirements for this program. If you don't have any of these 3 criteria, you do not qualify for the CEC Express Entry. And the first criteria is that you must have at least 1 year of continuous paid work experience in Canada within the last 3 years. In job classification O or 0, which is managerial, A, professional, or B, technical. The second criteria, minimum language benchmark of CLB 5 for NOC codes B and CLB 7 for NOC codes A and O. Third criteria, you must have worked with proper authorization. Okay, now let us begin, and you may take out your paper or use my worksheet and we will start with this first evaluation. Core factor, the skills transferability factor, and the spouse factor. So there are 3 separate factors, and each of those factors has got separate sections. So you may want to write down these, and then we can proceed further. The core factor has 4 sections, and that is age, education, language, that is English, and work experience in Canada. Okay, these are the 4 sections in the core factor. And now age, we can start with age, and here is the chart. Please look carefully at this chart and write down the points corresponding to your age. If you need more time to see the chart, just press the pause button on the video. This chart begins with 17 years of age or less, which will earn you 0 points, and ends with 45 years of age or more, which again earns you 0 points. And if you are anywhere between 17 and 45, you tend to earn points for age. People between 20 and 29 years of age earns maximum points for age, which is 100. A spouse earns 10 points for age and we'll look at the spousal points at the end of this video. Now, please indicate your points on the worksheet, and then we will calculate, commute the whole thing at the end of this session. The next point we are going to calculate is for education. The minimum education points is given to applicants who have completed high school or secondary school, and they earn 28 points. If you have done a one-year diploma or certificate course after your secondary school, you get 84 points. If you have done a 2-year diploma or certificate course after your schooling, you get 91 points. After schooling, if you have done a diploma course for 3 years or more, you get 112 points. If you have completed 2 diplomas after schooling, and one of those diplomas is a diploma which is 3 years or more, you get 119 points. And the next one is if you have done your master's or if you have done a professional degree course, then you tend to earn 126 points. If you have completed your doctorate level, then you obtain 140 points. Please indicate your points under the education section in the worksheet. Now let's get to IELTS scores, and you can see from this chart, hopefully it gives you a clear picture. The Canadian immigration authorities always evaluate language requirements with the Canadian language benchmark, also referred to as CLB. I have provided in this chart the CLB requirements with the corresponding IELTS scores. Example, if you have a CLB requirement of 3, which you can see on the left column, you're awarded 0 points. And the more your CLB level, the more points you earn. The express entry points earned is provided in the extreme right. So that would be the points you have to note down based on the CLB level of IELTS scores you have earned. Please indicate your points under the IELTS section. If you have not completed your IELTS exam, please leave the IELTS section blank. Let us now go to the next calculation points, and that is for the work you have done in Canada. You get a maximum of 70 points if you have work experience in Canada, and this chart illustrates points which are awarded for those for the work you have done. If you have worked for 1 year or over, you tend to earn points. Please indicate, you look at the chart and indicate your points in the worksheet based on the number of years experience you have. We have now completed the core factors, and we are moving on to the next factor, which is called the skills transferability factor. Under the skills transferability factor, work experience outside Canada and work experience within Canada is considered. This chart displays the maximum points you can earn under the skills transferability factor if you have good IELTS scores and good qualifications. If you have done high school with no further qualification, you only get 0 points. However, if you have completed a high school program and have completed 2 diplomas or a graduate program, you can earn up to 50 points if you have good IELTS score. The colored column in this chart displays your educational background, and on the left side you can see the IELTS scores required for CLB 7 and CLB 9. And based on these 2 factors, your corresponding express entry points you have earned is displayed on your right side. So you can have a look at this chart and write down the number of points you have earned. While inputting your score under this section, please write them in the space before the total points field, because points for this section and the next section is added up, and the maximum you can earn would be 50. So please see this video presentation and the worksheet and place your points accordingly. You're also awarded points for your highest education qualifications matched with your Canadian work. Please keep in mind that you can earn only 50 points total between this and the previous factor, as displayed in the worksheet. So please indicate your points under Education plus Canadian Work Experience section in the worksheet. Once you have done this, add up the points of this section and the previous section, and then the maximum points you can indicate on the right side is 50 or less. The next section of skills transferability deals with work experience outside Canada, and the two sections linking outside Canada work experience with IELTS scores and Canadian work experience jointly earns you a maximum of 50 points. As you can see from the worksheet, let us calculate them now one at a time. The chart here shows that you can earn up to 50 points if you have good IELTS scores and you have 3 years of work experience. The colored column displays your work experience section, and on the left side you can see the IELTS scores required for CLB 7 and CLB 9, and on the extreme right you can actually see the points you have earned because by linking these two factors. Please review this chart carefully and calculate your points. If you have not done your IELTS exam, then you use this as a guide only, and the actual points can be calculated after you obtain your IELTS results. Please indicate your points under Foreign Experience section in the worksheet. Now, if you have work experience outside Canada, you may be entitled to additional points. This chart will demonstrate points earned for experience outside Canada when such work experience is taken along with the Canadian work experience. You can earn a maximum of 50 points for this section. You can also earn a maximum of 50 points with good language scores and a certificate of qualification. We have now completed the core factor point calculation and the skills transferability factor calculation. And now we are getting to the final factor, which is the spouse factor. Points your spouse can earn. We are first going to discuss the education points your spouse can earn. The maximum for this section is 10 points. The minimum education points is given to spouses who have completed high school or secondary school, 2 points. If your spouse has done a 1-year diploma after the secondary school, then you get 6 points. If your spouse has completed a 2-year diploma after the secondary school program, then you earn 7 points. If your spouse has done a diploma of 3 years or more after doing the secondary schooling, then you earn 8 points. And if your spouse has done 2 diplomas after schooling and 1 diploma is more than 3 years, then you earn 9 points. If your spouse has done masters or has got a professional degree, then you earn 10 points. And if your spouse has a doctorate level education, then you also earn 10 points. Please enter the points in your worksheet under spouse factor education. We will now discuss spousal points for language, that is IELTS course. Maximum points earned in this section will be 20 points. Points indicated in the chart, which is displayed now, is for each band of IELTS. Click on the pause button if this video is moving fast. Enter the points into the worksheet based on the scores your spouse has obtained. Now let us calculate points if your spouse has also worked in Canada. The maximum points awarded for this is 10 points, and for spousal work experience in Canada. We have now come to the end of the points calculation. There is no pass mark for this program when the program opens up in January. As long as you meet with the minimum requirement, you're likely to be accepted. Selection of candidates accepted in the pool comes after that. Therefore, if you are a foreign national who has worked in Canada, and if you are married or in a common law relationship, then these are the points you must be considering, and you may calculate it yourself. The Express Entry program is expected to open on the 1st of January 2015. And again, there is no pass mark indicated at this time, but the selection of candidates the acceptance is based on 3 major criteria, and one is a 1-year work experience in NOC codes 0, A or B, and the second condition is the minimum requirement for IELTS, minimum language benchmark, which is CLB 5 for NOC B and CLB 7 for NOC O and A. The third one is that you should have worked with proper authorization. You can calculate the points you have earned by adding up the points on the right side column. The next question is again about pass mark. I can repeat it again, there is no pass mark for the new Express Entry program. Applicants will be selected from a pool of candidates after they are accepted. So I hope this video gives you some clarity on the point system for the CEC program family. You can find the transcript of this worksheet on my video blog at reportersreport.com. If you're single, then there is a different video which you must be seeing for point calculations for single applicants. And if you're married or if you're in a common law relationship, this is the point calculation for you. From the Paul & Sis Studios, this is Joy Stephen signing off. Thank you.